Yo guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today I've got the best Nvidia filters for you guys to be using in Warzone right now. They're very clean, they make the game pop, and they just make the visibility in the game 100 times better. You can see everyone sat in the dark corners, you can see everyone from a long distance, and overall you should definitely be trying these out. Quickly before we do get into the video, if you are new, and be sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss any more videos on the channel. If you do enjoy it, smash the thumbs up and let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below, but let's jump straight into it right now. Okay guys, so I just joined the game to show you how the filters do look. Let me just try and land away from everyone so I can try and actually give you a good representation of how they look without being absolutely gunned out the air. If I land about here, this should do the job. So let me just turn the filters on, or these are obviously with the filters on, and if I turn the filters off, you can see what it looks like without them on. So it's really dark, really dreary, and you can just see it's not the worst. It's definitely usable and playable. But if we turn the filters back on, it just looks way better in my opinion. Like, it's just a lot more brighter. The colors pop a bit more, and you can just see in like the darker areas way easier. Like if you look in there, for example, I know you can see people in there if they're laying down or stood up, but if we was to then put the filters back off, and now we have another look again at how dark it is, like just look at how much darker it is in there. It's way darker. And if someone's wearing a dark skin like a rose skin or something, you're not going to be able to see them. So once again, let me turn them on quickly before this game does start, and we can just have one more look at this before we do end up going into the game. And as you can see, it's just way clearer. Overall, the filters are just way better in my opinion. So now that you guys have seen them in game, you'll be asking me, Harry, what are your filters then? Let me show you. So we're going to start off with sharpen. Make sure they're in this order and you do them in this order. Sharpen is the first one we're going to do. Intensity is going to be 36, and we're going to ignore the film grain to 0%. You don't want any film grain on the game. It just looks awful. We don't want that. Next up, we're going to be doing details. Once the details have been added on, we're going to go for about 7% sharpen, a 7-10%. That's what I like. Clarity, I run at about 50%. HDR toning, anywhere between 10 and 15% will be quite good. And you're going to want to turn your bloom all the way down to the bottom. Next up is going to be brightness and contrast. Once we've done this, we're going to go for about 10% exposure with a 0% contrast, 5% highlights, up between 5 and 10%, whichever one you do prefer. We're going to go for minus 10% shadows, which is what's going to allow you to see people sat in the dark corners much easier, and the gamma anywhere, again, between 10 and 15%. Finally, guys, is going to be color, and for the color, we are going to go for about a 1 to 2 vibrance. You don't want to go too vibrant because it just makes the game look really saturated and really popping. Temperature, we have 0, tint intensity, and tint color, all down to 0. And those are the best Nvidia game filters for Warzone right now, guys. If you did enjoy it, smash thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll catch you on the next one in a bit.